spot urine and why we are doing the 24-hour urine collection. What equipment will you have to perform this? What are the instructions for participants, and to explain to them how the spot urine and 24-hour urine collection looks like. What are some of the exclusion criteria for 24-hour urine collection, and then instructions for you, what you need to do and how the workflow, how the whole process will look like. So basically the aim of urine sub-study, of urine collection, urine part, is to determine sodium, creatinine, potassium, and iodine in urine. So basically it's salt. So the best estimate of population level salt intake is through 24-hour urine collection, which means that the participants need to collect all urine voids during 24 hours, approximately into one container. Because the variation from void to void is so big, okay? This is why we are saying the 24-hour urine is the gold standard. Spot urine, just one void, can be a very rough approximation, and this is what was done in 2017, but it is not nearly as good. And because it was done in 2017, the ministry is asking us to do us again, so that they can compare the results in 2017 and now, okay? And for this reason, we need to do both spot and 24-hour. So, the secondary aim of this study is to estimate the dietary salt through sodium, and we will be doing this in population 15 plus using 24-hour urinary sodium titration. We will be also analyzing 24-hour urine samples for iodine, which will give us information about iodine deficiency in the population, and we will also analyze it for potassium. Potassium will give us estimate of sufficient levels of, or insufficient levels of fruits and vegetable intake. We will be also asking about fruits and vegetable intake, but this is an objective measure, which is very good. And then basically the third aim is that we can monitor the effectiveness of salt reduction policies in Turkey over time. So, which equipment will we have for urine? You will, the participant will get a vacuum cap like this for spot urine. Okay? So this is, how many of you have used those in the past? 1, 2, 3, okay, many, almost everybody. Okay, very good. Very good. So I hope then it helps. So this is what we will be using for spot urine. For 24-hour urine collection, we will be using a jar, where the participant can void, and then we will have a 5-liter container. We will have a 5-liter container and a funnel. So we will be asking the participant from an agreed time to void every time in this container, then pour it over in the 5-liter container, and then close the container again, okay? And the participant needs to do this for 24 hours. This is not easy, this is not trivial, and it will require from you to be very empathical, to be very respectful, very slow, but in other countries, 75% of people agree to do this. So it can be done, but you need to really convince the people. This cannot be done in a rush. You can do spot in a rush, but 24-hour urine, you need to go slow, and you need to convince the people to do this. So we'll have a look at this at more detail. What we don't have here now is 2-liter container that the participant could take with them outside of the house if they need to go to work or somewhere else. So eventually there will be also a 2-liter container where they could also put urine in, so they don't need to take the 5-liter container with them if they go out of the house. What else you will be getting? You will be getting a plastic bag, which is not transparent opaque, to carry the equipment outside of the house, if this is an option. And you will get a safety pin like this, which serves as a reminder for participants. The participants put this on the underpants so that they remember to void into the jar. It's just not to forget. Or they can use anything else, stick something on the toilet, a call for paper or something. You will also get the instructions and the data collection form to record essential information about the collection. Sarah, do we actually have this form maybe printed out for people here to have a look? Yes, thank you. So, let's have a look at the spot urine. So, spot urine will be done for everybody as part of step 2. What you need to do here is to explain to participants the reason for collecting urine. This is the test for sodium consumption. And then you need to explain to them what is expected from the participant. Expected is basically 1 spot urine sample. You need to obtain the participant consent that he says, yes, I agree to this. And then you will basically hand out the container to the participant and ask him to go to the toilet and void into this small container, okay? And the participant should fill approximately 2/3 of the cup in the toilet. First starting to urinate in the toilet, then without interrupting the urine flow, fill approximately 2/3 of the cup. The participant can put the lid on top of this, and the participant bring this to you. You now use gloves, and you take 1 capillary tube. You will have blue stickers like this, where it says spot urine with a code. You will have a full list of those. And you take any one of those, and write here on this, is it a man or woman, and the date of birth on this sticker. You take one of this sticker where you have written, and you put it on this tube, the blue sticker. And then, when you have done, now you can transfer the urine here to the, sorry, you can now transfer the urine to the tube, okay? Using gloves. Now you have here your spot urine with a sticker, with a blue sticker on it, and that's basically it. You need to now scan the barcode. This blue barcode needs to be scanned by the tablet. But we ask you to first apply the sticker here and then scan it. So this capillary tube will then go to the lab. And the rest of the urine you can discharge in the toilet. Okay, we don't need it. So the capillary tube goes to the supervisor. It will be brought to the lab, and the urine you can discharge. Do you have any questions regarding the spot urine so far? Okay. So blue sticker. Yes. Yes. Sorry. Just the microphone.
Tüpleri nerede saklayacağız supervisor'a verene kadar?
Sorry, just a second. I didn't have the headphones on. Can you please repeat it? Just a second. I'm not hearing. Now I should hear the pause. Yes, now I hear it. Yes, so there will be small portable refrigerators, I understand from outside. So basically, the supervisors will be, I think, with you more or less all the time. So we have a small fridge, and this goes into this small fridge, and then be brought to the lab. Sad, any comments from your side of the organization?
Spot idrarı nerede şey yapıyorsunuz?
Evet.
Spot idrarı aldıktan sonra Alparslan Bey orada çantalardan var mı?
Gün içindeki hastalarımız bittikten sonra supervisor'a teslim edeceğiz yoksa hemen.
Tabii gün içindeki hasta. O bizim çantalardan var mıydı burada? İdrar taşıma çantası. Yolladığımız çantalar var ya.
Şu kırmızı kutu açık çantalar var mı burada?
Şu küçük çantalar var ya. Sonuçta biz idrarları onlarla yolluyoruz. Gün içinde bu idrarları topladığınız yerlerde ki aslında bir iki hanedeki çalışmadan sonra supervisorlar bunları sizden alacaklar. Yani en fazla bir iki hane taşırsınız. Supervisorlar bunları alacaklar ve o kaplarla beraber o şu arkadaki şu anda Alparslan Bey çalışıyor. Görmüşsünüzdür şu kare. Onlarla Ankara'ya yolladı. Yani siz birkaç saat belki o idrarla berabersiniz. Ondan sonra esas supervisorlar oluyor. Yani spot idrar için söylüyorum. Diğer için de aynı şey geçerli aslında. Çünkü siz bunları almayacaksınız diğerleri. 24 saatlik hayır şöyle randevunuza göre 3'le bunun toplanma şeyi farklı olabilir. O zaman eğer size uygun bir zamanda bu şey yapılıyorsa yani şunu demek istiyorum. Step 3'te biyokimyasal analizi yapmak için randevu aldınız ve size dedi ki siz salı günü yaptınız bu görüşmeyi. Dediler ki biz cumartesi gelebiliriz. Kan verebiliriz. Yani açlık kan şekeri için cumartesi gelirsiniz dediler. Siz de konuştunuz ve 24 saatlik idrarı da cumadan başlaması konusunda kendisi de bilgi verdiniz. O zaman onu da beraber alıyorsunuz. Ama onun İbo anlatacak farklı işlemleri var biraz daha. Yani böyle tüpte almıyorsunuz onu, şu büyük şeyle alıyorsunuz. 5 litre. 5 litre. Okey, yürü konuş.
Yes, we'll speak about 24-hour urine in a minute. To go back to your question, it will be a small bag that is isolated. It looks like a fridge that people tend to bring to the beach in some countries, where you put inside some fruit to stay cold and so on. So it's a very simple bag that is isolated, and you have some cooling element inside. So this will keep the urine a little bit cool, but it's not a problem. So, yeah. Yeah. It's here. Okay. Yeah. So this is the bag. Thank you, son. Yeah. So this is the bag, and it has already inside the holes where you can put one of the tubes. Okay. There is a cooling element in the middle to keep it cool. It's very simple. Bag, and remember, this one will have blue label, blue sticker saying spot urine. Okay. In Turkish.
Merhaba arkadaşlar. Şimdi bu görmüş olduğunuz bu çanta bizim hanımlarımızın makyaj çantasını alırız. Bunun içerisinde çok sayıda bu idrar analiz tüplerini yerleştirebilirsiniz. Tabii bunun dolmasını beklemenize gerek yok. Bu belirli bir optimal sayıya eriştikten sonra tabii bu sizin çalışacağınız yörenin yoğunluğuna bakar. Yani bir İstanbul diyelim veya öbür tarafta diyelim ki Iğdır. Bu ikisinin rakamları, yoğunlukları aynı olmayacaktır. Ama az da olsa zaten bunlar lojistik merkezlerde toplanacak. Yani o illerden gitmeyecek. Diyelim ki Iğdır, Erzurum'a bağlıysa Erzurum'dan gönderilecek. Şimdi bu diyelim ki bir tanesinde 24 taneye erişti, öbüründe onu beklemeyebilirsiniz, 12 tane de olabilir. Çünkü bu idrar numuneleri mutlak surette en geç 48 saat içerisinde bizim Ankara'da olması gerekecek. Bunları siz kargoya teslim edeceksiniz. Kargo şirketi büyük olasılıkla yurt içi kargo olacak. Bakın bunun üzerinde yazılmıyor. Şurada bakın bir pencere görüyorsunuz. Bunun içerisinde gönderenin, alıcının adresleri, diğer ilgili bilgiler yazar, yerleştirilmiş vaziyette bunu siz kargoya teslim edeceksiniz. Oldu. Teşekkür ederim.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Altan Bey, very much appreciated. Okay, so I hope this is clear. It's I think fairly standard procedure. We are doing this at the end of step 2. Okay, after you have taken waist and hip circumference. We move next to the 24-hour urine. So let us start by discussing the instructions for participants. So, just to be clear, we are not doing this 24-hour urine collection for everybody. We are doing this for a subsample. We are doing this in approximately 270 clusters. Okay? Not in the whole sample. So, before the participant can start with the urine collection, 24-hour urine collection, he or she must receive comprehensive instructions from you. You should explain to participants why we are collecting 24-hour urine, what is expected from the participants, description of the equipment that they will receive, instructions how they should collect the urine, and then basically we will be agreeing with the participant when they will start the 24-hour urine collection. Timing is important for us. It's important for us that the urine collection is approximately 24 hours. In some countries we had the problems that the urine collection was 28 hours. And this is then not good, we cannot use those data. It cannot be 16 hours, it cannot be 30 hours, it can be, let's say, 25 to 26 hours or something like this. But we need to try to stay close to 24 hours. Okay? This is why we are putting so much emphasis on this. So this is why we want to have this, to know when it starts. We'll speak about it also later. Ideally, the participant would start with 24-hour urine collection immediately after the end of